Hello friends, welcome back. I cannot believe that it is already time to plan meals for the month of August. That is just crazy to me that we're already in August. So here's my plum planner. I recently switched to this. I have absolutely been loving it because it has all my days in it. And then I made myself a section for meal planning right back here. So, almost done with the July meals, and it is time to move on to August. So I have already set up my page. It looks just like this, very simple. The next two pages, I have my freezer inventory and my pantry inventory. And that's just a personal preference. It's very easy for me to sit down and plan meals when I know exactly what I have. So I just like to keep that. I just transfer it over each month and add the new stuff to it, cross out stuff as I go. Very simple. And then on the back side of the other page, I just have a, I don't know if you can see that with the glare, just a meal ideas. So this is like, if I'm sitting here and I just want, in the month of August, if I'm like, oh, that sounds good for September, I'll toss out the meal idea right here. And then I already have a list of some meals that I might want to do for the next month. That way it makes planning easier when I'm sitting down and I'm like, I can't get any ideas for my family. I'm sick of all the stuff that I make regularly, you know. So I've decided for the month of August that we need 24 dinners, and the way that I do that is I just go look at my calendar. I see how many dinners that we're actually realistically going to eat at home or that I need to prepare food for, and that number happens to be 24. For my family, it ranges anywhere from like 24 to 30, just depending upon whether I think we're going to have leftovers, if we're eating out or have events to go to where there will be food, that type of thing. So 24 is the magic number. The first thing I'm going to do is go look on my meals that have not gotten used for July. And it looks like it is going to be turkey meatballs I haven't gotten to. So that will be the first thing that I write down. And I'm pretty good about not using other ingredients for other things like that are already spoken for a meal. So I know that I have everything that I need to make turkey meatballs. Jambalaya is the next one. And what's the next one? Looks like grilled ham steaks as well. Those are the three that did not get used this month and will be rolling over to August. All right, now I'm just going to spend some time. I'll go through Pinterest, cookbooks if I need to. I will go refer to my list of meal ideas that I've written down that sounded good. And once I get it all planned out, I will be back. I should also mention that as I'm writing a meal down, I go directly to my grocery list and I write down all the ingredients that I don't have that I need. If I already have it in the house, I don't write it down. So I do my grocery list at the same time just to save myself some time at the end, I think. So I'll be back. Okay, that really did not take me very long. I already had a good idea of some of the meals that I wanted to make. And the part that takes the longest is just making sure that I put all of those ingredients onto my grocery list that I don't already have in the house. So yeah, I'm going to flip you around and show you what we're having for the month of August. As always, everything that I can, I will link down below, anything that I have an online recipe for. But if there's ever a recipe that I don't have linked, that might be like on my own personal recipe card or something, I'm happy to type that out if you just let me know in the comments. So let me show you what we are having for the month of August. All right, I already mentioned these three. When we, we just need some easy things this month too, just because it's like back to school and sports starting up and everything. So I'm just going to do a really simple pasta Alfredo with a jarred pasta. with a jarred Alfredo sauce, and I have some frozen grilled chicken that I'll just thaw out and toss in there. Pork tenderloin, this is a family favorite. It's really not hard at all, just have to remember to marinate it ahead of time. Tater tot casserole, always a hit, no one complains. Homemade pizza, as long as I remember to make up the dough like, I don't know, an hour and a half before dinner, then that one is doable. Hot dog chili bake, this is also a favorite. I just do hot dogs, wrap them in low carb tortillas, pour over chili sauce and cheese and bake it. Very simple. Spaghetti, just regular old spaghetti, regular old tacos. Steaks on the grill, I like to try to use up a lot of the steaks that we have in the freezer out on the grill, because I just don't like to cook steaks on the stovetop or in the oven. It just makes a big old mess. Asian pork tacos, that is also a family favorite, and I should probably put here that I'm gonna need cabbage. I had planned on if my garden's cabbage is ready, but it might not be ready, so I'll just make myself that little note in case my garden cabbage is not ready. I need to grab that from the store before I make that. Then we're gonna do a whole smoked chicken on the grill. I got some whole homegrown chickens from a gal that I met on Instagram, actually. Drove out and picked those up from her, so I'm excited to use those. And then because I consider this like a premium product, because you do pay a whole lot more than you do at the store, I will break everything down, take all the extra meat off, and then with the bones I will make bone broth and I will can it, so I will get every little bit that I possibly can out of that whole chicken. Barbecue chicken thighs, I like to do these with the bone in out on the grill. It just makes a better, you can do boneless if you want to, but it just tastes better in my opinion with the bone. Breakfast, we have quite a bit of bacon in the freezer from getting that pig, so we will do breakfast. This is not my personal favorite. My family enjoys it though, so I do it for them. French onion meatballs, this is a new recipe that I'm going to try out. I have a bunch of French onion soup that I canned up last year that I just have not used like I thought that I would. So I'm going to start using it in like marinades and roasts and stuff like that to use that up. Broccoli rice casserole, this is also another new recipe that I'm going to try. And if you saw a little asterisk by any of these recipes, these are things that I can make ahead of time, pack in our thermoses, and take to like volleyball games. That's what we would take them to volleyball games, because they're always a I don't call them a doubleheader. I'm still in softball land. That it's a, sometimes they do like tri-meets and stuff, but they usually always play two teams every time that they play. So we're there well past dinner time. Chicken enchiladas, and I have a note here to use my salsa verde as the enchilada sauce. You can mix just a little bit of sour cream, even like some cream cheese and sour cream mixed in with that salsa verde makes a very nice like green sauce for enchiladas, and I have a lot of salsa verde to use. Chicken shawarma, this is a family favorite. I follow the recipe exactly and it turns out perfect every time. Crock-pot Frito chili pie, another family favorite, and also one that I can pack very easily in our thermoses to take to games. Chili mac, same thing. Beef stroganoff. I only have one kid who doesn't like beef stroganoff, and she used to like beef stroganoff, so I don't know. Ribs out on the grill. I don't really know how, I guess you could do ribs in the oven. I don't know how to do ribs in the oven, but I would like to get those all used up before it gets too cold to grill. And then zucchini parmesan pasta. This is a half-baked harvest recipe that just looked really good. And pretty soon here I will have a plethora of zucchini and summer squash to use from the garden. So those are all of the dinners. Let me just share with you just a couple of things that I have for like sides and lunch ideas. I plan out, the only sides I write down is stuff that I have to actually like cook and need the ingredients for. We always have fresh veggies from the garden. I always have frozen veggies or salad in the fridge. We just keep it really simple and do the main dish and usually a veggie side. Anything beyond that I have to fix extra is what goes on this like sides list, just so that I remember it when it comes time to cook dinner. All right, homemade naan, that goes with the chicken shawarma. Cheesy potatoes, I do need to make sure that I have all of the ingredients for that. Sourdough garlic bread, I need to make up the sourdough a couple days ahead of time. We eat about half the loaf, and then the other half I turn into garlic bread. Beefy onion rice, this is a yummy recipe that I got from a family at church, and it's in your Instapot. It's very delicious. Orange Jello, this is kind of a weird one, but it's another like church recipe. It's orange Jello, tapioca pudding, Cool Whip, and mandarin oranges, and you mix it all together, and it makes like a creamy orange mandarin Jello. It's delicious. Here's just some lunch ideas. I just always have to make sure that I have enough stuff for lunch, and really, the girls will eat lunch at school this year. Their electives will fall during lunchtime. Jericho, I'm not so sure about yet. So I kind of left this on the lean side because they could all potentially be packing their lunches every day, which would, you know, change. I wouldn't get this stuff. I would get stuff that is packable for them then. Breakfast ideas here. I just always have to make sure that I have my homemade sourdough bagels in the freezer. I do those about two times a month, sometimes 3 times a month. I have a growing 12-year-old boy who like double fists the bagels every morning. So they go quite rapidly when you do that. And just some dessert ideas. I just really, really like having my whole list done for the whole month. And I know it can seem overwhelming for some people, but I promise you, if you just try it, maybe even just try it for 2 weeks and just see how much mental thought that is taking up when you have to figure out what you're having for dinner every night and figure out what you're going to go grocery shopping for every week. I personally do not like that at all. I like to get it all done once a month, go back about once for some fresh stuff kind of in the middle of the month, and just make do with what we have for the rest of the month, and that's the system that works well for us. So, as always, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!